So that place is a big part of my diet when I'm out here on the road. It happens. So I drive trucks, right? I'm a truck driver. And one bad thing about this job is it's really unhealthy. You know, the type of work that you do can kind of have an outcome on your health, especially if you don't keep a check on it. If you watch trucking content on YouTube for like, you know, when you need to get advice or whatever, then you're aware that Trucker Brown had a stroke. And if you just look at a lot of these trucking YouTubers, a lot of them are really out of shape. Some of them are like just straight up morbidly obese. Yeah, some of them get morbidly obese, and worse than that, some of them get like really gross and disgusting and even creepy, dude. And I'm not saying that everyone that does OTR is some creep or whatever, but dude, there's a lot of them out there. This guy is definitely one of them.
That pussy get hotter than a cayenne pepper.
Creep.
And he'd rather stay home. You believe that shit? I mean, I could understand at 40, like myself. I'm 40 years old. But even then, I'm on my way to the strip club over here.
I bet you are, dude. I totally bet you are. And you know, that's always been like my biggest fear, is to become like so big, dude. Some of these truck drivers out here on the road, they're just so big, you know? This has been a big part of my diet is Chipotle. Now, some people go to Chipotle. A lot of people have been on like the quesadillas, like the burritos, and they drowned it with cheese. See, this is what I get. I pretty much have been eating like a salad. There's no meat in here. It's just beans. Like I get the black beans and the pinto beans, some rice, and I just load it with veggies. You know what I mean? And yeah, obviously no cheese. This right here is 100% vegan. And if you're looking to lose weight, this is that's the kind of stuff you got to eat. If you ask me, I think the carnivore diet is pretty fucking stupid. Like, you know, the reason why people eat the carnivore diet is because, you know, it's a lot more pleasurable and favorable and more fun to eat like a steak, a ribeye steak, and just like meat, you know what I mean? Like sirloins, T-bone steaks, shit like that, all that kind of shit. A lot of the carnivore guys, they tend to eat a lot of red meat. You know, for a lot of people, that might actually, especially for Americans in the West, that might actually be a lot more easier to follow than, you know, someone telling you to cut all that out and just focus on, you know, fruits, vegetables, and like beans for your protein, pretty much, right? To some people, the whole vegan thing might be kind of extreme. But like I said, dude, truckers, they live a really unhealthy lifestyle. And, you know, one like kind of like nightmare that I've always had when becoming a truck driver is like two of them, really. Number one, getting into like a horrific, deadly, fatal accident, right? And then number two is becoming just like this morbidly obese, disgusting, just fat trucker that like struggles to get in and out of the truck. Like, you know, those truck drivers that get in their truck and we see them from the outside and they're so big that they're like their ass crack is popping out of their pants when they climb into the truck. I'm willing to bet those people, once they finally get inside of their truck, you know, they're gasping for air when they're sitting in that driver's seat when it's all done, when they're done like climbing into the truck, sitting there like,
Oh, God. I don't want to drink too much water because I don't want to be getting up.
Hold on. I gotta catch my breath. Dude, just like, how are these people even doing a pre-trip? How are these people doing something physical, like going under the trailer to check the fifth wheel to make sure it's wrapped around the kingpin? These people that you see that are just extremely obese, you know? Some of those people who are like really obese like that, I'm willing to bet they don't, and they just check the handle and then like that's good enough for them. That plus a tug test. That's always been like a real big fear of mine, is to become, you know, like so big. And, you know, this job pretty much just ruins my health, dude. Now, you know, back in 2024, last year, I let myself go, and I don't blame trucking for that. I blame me, especially because a lot of it was me just being home. I can recommend is if you want to stay on your health, you know, in trucking, don't run OTR. If you can avoid it, don't do it. At least do like regional, dedicated, you know. Local is really like If you're getting fat and you're a local truck driver, dude, it's 100% on you because you're home, you're in your kitchen. That is 100% your fault. But if you're someone, right? Like, dude, also, I've been eating stuff like, you know, apples, snacking on bananas instead of like a bag of chips from the gas station. Aguacates, you know what I mean? Like avocados, mandarins, you know what I mean? And like just grubbing on healthy shit instead of like I also cut out energy drinks. I'm not going to be doing the energy drinks no more. This is all you need right here. Just water, fruits, vegetables. And when you do that, you kind of end up in a caloric deficit by default, you know? But yeah, you know, like I said, if you could avoid running OTR, definitely do it, because that lifestyle right there of like constantly being on the go and just like, you know, running real hard for 10 to 14 hours and shutting down for like 10 hours at a truck stop. So look, if that's what you're doing, if you're running OTR, you got to kind of take the hit on a load for like at least 1 or 2 days out of the week. You know what I mean? What I do is this, you know, when I want to go grocery shopping, like when I was at England, right? I would unhook from my trailer when I was somewhere, especially at night. I would unhook from my trailer, and then, you know, now I pretty much got a car. Yeah, I'm on the clock, you know what I mean? And it's easier when you're on like a regional or dedicated run, because I don't run that hard. I just don't. Even if I was going to like doing 2 stops a day, I would still be able to unhook and pick up lunch, you know what I mean? Or go grocery shopping, right? It's so important, because if you don't, you're eating nothing but truck stop food. And dude, that stuff's gonna kill you, bro. So what I'm gonna be doing is, I've been eating a vegan diet since like the summer of 2017, but just because you eat a vegan diet, you could still be a dirty vegan, you know? Burger King has a vegan burger, Starbucks has a vegan sandwich, what else? Of course, you gotta take off the cheese and the egg, then it's like all the way plant-based. Then, I mean, it's still shit though, you shouldn't eat it. There's vegan pizzas like, you know, MOD and like Pieology, and I even think like Blaze Pizza, they have like a vegan pizza. French fries, chips, energy drinks, Coke, you know what I mean? Like soda, you know, like Coca-Cola, right? Not that other shit. All of those are still vegan, right? A lot of junk food, even like a few candies out there, like, you know, like Oreos cookies, those are actually vegan, for those who don't know. You could still be eating a lot of like way more calories and a lot of foods that have a lot of fat in them and still be technically vegan, although you're not healthy. And when it comes to dieting, you're supposed to be healthy. We all know that there are those like animal rights activists, and I'm definitely not one of those people. I started eating, you know, vegan because of my health. I watched this documentary called What the Health. So what I'm going to be doing now to lose weight, because I put on some pounds, you know, is I'm just going to be doubling down on my vegan diet, and I'm going to be going as close to raw vegan as I can. Now, this isn't 100% raw. There's cooked beans, there's rice in here. But, you know, like my fruits and shit, like this is raw. You know, this and even like a protein shake is semi-raw. Like pretty much what a raw vegan diet is you want to be eating. It's pretty simple. Shit like this. I mean, you can have smoothies or whatever. When it comes to pasta, like they'll take a vegetable, like a cucumber or some kind of a vegetable. And some of these like raw vegans, they'll literally like grind down the vegetable to where it's kind of like a noodle. So it's kind of like they're surviving mainly like on fruits, vegetables, and their proteins comes from like beans, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to go 100% raw. Some people do it, but here's the thing. If you do go 100% raw, you will lose weight like that, dude. You're going to lose a lot of weight. And the cool thing about doing a vegan diet, and especially a raw vegan diet, is because a lot of our foods are so calorically dense and really low in fat, you can eat more, you know, like pretty much what I've been doing is I've been eating like 2 salads, whether, you know, I make them at the house or at Chipotle or whatever. So these 2 salads are like my main meals. And then what I do in the meantime and in between time when I get hungry is, you know, apples, bananas, and that was some hardcore dyslexia. You saw how I got them backwards. I called the bananas apples and the apples bananas. Like, I'm probably gonna cut out the peanut butter with the apples or whatever. But also you could do like carrots, celery, like literally just snack on fruits and vegetables, you know what I mean, throughout the day. Protein shakes are also pretty good, you know, like this protein shake, because of the cup size, it's probably about 200 something odd calories, like 200, maybe 250 at the most or whatever odd calories, depending on how much mix I put in there. And dude, like the protein shakes, they literally work as a meal supplement. Like when I have a protein shake, I literally feel full like for a good while. And then, you know, if I'm still hungry, right, I'll just eat like 2 of these after a protein shake, and I'm literally full. And the good thing about eating healthy is when you eat healthy after a meal, you don't feel like shit. You know, when you eat burgers and pizza and like really heavy greasy burritos and shit like that, just greasy food that most of you guys are eating at these truck stops or whatever, or just like fast food or whatever. Even some of this shit you guys are cooking up at the house, dude, there's just so much grease and fat on it. You feel nasty after you eat shit like that. You feel gross. And when I eat a salad, I don't feel gross. Like I might, you know, burp a lot because I put a lot of like hot sauce in here. And dude, I feel good. When you do this shit for like a year, I guarantee you, you probably lose 50 to 100 pounds, you know? And here's the thing about losing weight, right? I'll admit it. The diet is pretty boring. The dieting is pretty boring. Your foods become really repetitive and kind of bland or whatever. You could do things to like mix it up and keep it interesting. You know, if you really want to go in on this and get serious about losing your weight, I would recommend someone on YouTube. What's her name? Like Fully Raw Christina, Vegan Gains. You know what I mean? Like these people are like heavy into the vegan diet or whatever. You know, Fully Raw Christina, she's kind of out there. She makes videos talking about how she doesn't like shower all the time or like wash her hair all the time. And I think that's pretty fucking gross, you know. But if you just look at her compared to most of you, especially most of you who are most likely truck drivers that are watching this, Fully Raw Christina or a lot of these like vegans compared to you, I'm willing to bet most of them are in shape compared to you, and you're like probably morbidly obese. You know what I mean? And here's the thing about being obese. When you're obese, you're sick. I'm talking about the obesity itself. Just you being fat in and amongst itself, the obesity, that right there is an illness, you know? I'm pretty sure most people know that like this body positivity stuff, it's just nonsense. It's bullshit. A lot of people actually make fun of it. But if you're one of those people that gets upset, you know, when people say that you don't look good when you're overweight, you're disgusting, you're not good to look at. Like, dude, when you know, these fat people go to the beach, dude, everyone is like looking past them like, ugh, dude, like we all try to be nice about it. But when we see someone who's like, you know, on the beach like that, it's like, it doesn't look good, dude. And there's too many of us walking around like that, you know? You know what's really funny? Or like usually it's the paisas, the Mexicans, you know what I mean? You see this a lot when you go to places like Waterworld or whatever, like Six Flags Marine World, and they're like in like the lazy river, and they're real fat, but they got their shirt on and they're acting like their shirt is covering how fat they are. It's like, no, we could still see how fat you are. But anyways, so when it comes to dieting, okay, yeah, the food gets pretty repetitive and pretty boring, but you know, you're eating pretty much to not be sick. You're eating to get well. When you're obese, you're sick. You're on your way to heart disease, cancer, diabetes, other heart complications, dude. Like, I'm on a CPAP machine now. A lot of that has to do with me, like the sleep apnea thing. That's because I gained a lot of weight. You know, when you gain a lot of weight, your tongue stores a lot of weight. And literally, when you fall asleep and you have sleep apnea, you're choking on your tongue. And if you're overweight, you better lose the weight because, yeah, you got sleep apnea now, but a few years later, that's going to turn into a stroke, a heart attack, dude, or all the way, you know? And if you're cool with that, you know, some people are cool with just being sick all their life and eating whatever they want. And hey, that's fine. This is America, right? But I don't know about you, but what I want to do is, you know, the little time that I have right here, you know, being alive on Earth, I want to live a quality life. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be overweight. I don't even like the feeling of being overweight. It feels nasty and disgusting, dude, carrying all this weight around. So, yeah, like I said, the diet is pretty boring and pretty bland, but dude, you're dieting, okay? You're eating to get better. You're not eating for pleasure. The reason why a diet is really restrictive and it's really boring and it's really repetitive is because, dude, when you eat whatever you want, you're eating for pleasure. You're no longer eating to stay healthy and fit. Pleasure eating, you know, like, I don't know if you guys could see it, but there's an In-N-Out burger right there. That's pleasure eating. You shouldn't be fucking eating In-N-Out, right? So yeah, I don't know about you guys. I mean, You guys could eat carnivore and get a heart attack or whatever. You guys could eat rocks for all I give a fuck. I really don't care. I'm just letting you guys know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doubling down on my vegan diet and snacking on mostly like raw fruits and vegetables, like trying to go as close as I can to a raw vegan diet, and obviously, you know, working out. So with that being said, be sure to smash the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel. This is just what I'm doing to lose weight, right? You know, as a truck driver, and I'm not OTR, so I have a lot more options to do this shit, you know? Some of you guys who are fat and overweight, I mean, this would help you, but a lot of you guys aren't going to do this. A lot of you guys are going to continue to eat a very, like, bad, just poor diet. And, you know, that's fine. Like I said, this is just what I'm doing. For those of you who are not going to change your lifestyle, in the next coming years, you'll most likely have a heart attack. Peace out.
I'm dying. My heart.
Oh my God!